So I've always thought it was quite a trip how they say in order to manifest and attract, it is important to basically know that you already have it and you're already complete, right? Like to basically get out of the frequency of want, of desiring, of craving, of lacking, and shift into the present, the reality, Freudian slip. Shift into the reality of I'm already provided for, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing missing, there's nothing lacking. And when these concepts are told and recommended, I guess, to certain folks, they feel like they're lying. They're like, okay, so I'm supposed to lie. Like when it comes to like giving yourself affirmations. So they're like, okay, so I'm supposed to lie to myself. But in actuality, it's not a lie. We've been told lies. Like we've been told that we're not enough, that we don't have everything that we need, that the present moment isn't enough. That's the actual lie. And it's crazy that this matrix is so convincing, right? It's so convincing. And that's why like meditation is so important, because through meditation, we're able to disconnect and to detach from the external reality, you know what I mean? Like we're able to detach from what we perceive, because what we perceive is not always the truth, you know what I mean? Like they've had studies about how let's say there's like a car accident or whatever, and there's a couple witnesses, and they ask the witnesses what happened. Like they don't always accurately give the account of what happened. They just don't always accurately give those accounts. Like sometimes we just don't see anything, or there's like this there's this story of I want to make a full story about it, or a full video about it, but there's a story about how like you see a rope in a room or in a cave or something, it's dark, and so you see a rope and then you perceive it to be a snake, and because you perceive it to be a snake, you react as if it's a snake. So you start to have fear, and your body might start to do whatever it does when you perceive or when you experience fear, when in actuality it was a rope the whole time. So it's like we can't always believe our senses, you know what I mean? In our eyes, we've known forever that the eyes can only perceive such a small spectrum of light. So it's like we don't see everything that's happening. We don't feel everything that's happening. Like we don't smell everything that there is to experience. Well, that's kind of not the best example, but my point being is just because something outside of yourself or seemingly outside of yourself might be suggesting one thing, it doesn't mean that that's the truth. So if you feel like you want something because you think you don't have it already, or you think it's not attainable, or like whatever notions that we attach ourselves with, whatever limiting beliefs, literally they're just limiting. They're beliefs that suggest that there's something wrong, or that there's something that needs fixing, or something that needs to balance that out. Like we're already balanced, you know what I mean? So, but why does it feel like lying? Like it really is just a trip. Like life is really just one big mind F, you know what I mean? Like, because they say like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, but it's just because like the poor are always in this mindset of lack. They're always in this mindset of scarcity. So that's just what they continue to attract. Like it's just, is it lying, or is it just natural law? Like is it just divine natural law? So I just wanted to share this. We really are, like, I know intellectually that we have everything that we need, and like any opportunity or resource or whatever that we think we need, it's always just at arm's length away. Like nothing is actually, we don't actually lack anything. And I know that intellectually, but I also know that experientially. Like I've also experienced it time and time and time again. That's why it's really hard for me to worry. Like it's really hard for me to like genuinely worry. Like even if I might feel a little bit of stress of like, I need to pay X amount of dollars, but I only have X amount of dollars. What am I going to do? Like I might say like, what am I going to do? But it's almost hypothetical. It's almost like I'm like I know the universe is in on the joke. Like, haha. It's like when you watch a movie and like they're getting to the good part, or like, you know, things are happening. You're like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? It's like, but you know what's gonna happen, so you can play along and be like, oh my God, like what? Like you can play along and be like, what am I gonna do? Like, but come on now, let's be for real. We know what's gonna happen. We know everything is gonna be fine. That's what's happened for me time and time again. So there's no reason for me to think that all of a sudden that wouldn't be how things play out for me. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've always been provided for. I've always been divinely protected and taken care of. Right time, right place type of thing. So I just trust that it'll like life will continuously unfold how it has been, and God will continue to work in my life how God always has been. So that's that on that, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you think about what I'm talking about. Anyway, thanks for watching. Ciao.